How do you make somebody like you? Ow! How do we get somebody that we like? You know, your crush, that person that you think is cute. You're like, who's that? How do you get that person to not just like look your way or pay attention or even know your name, but to actually get them to a place that they actually like you? That's what we're going to be talking about today in this YouTube, where I'm going to share with you what you can do to get that person to like you. Let's go. All right, the first thing that you need to do, this is key, is listen to learn. Why is this important? You see, if you want them to like you, you have to be somebody who is easy to talk to. You see, people want to be heard, people want to be understood, people want to be felt like they're known and supported, right? So when you are a master at listening, when you're not just listening to reply, it's not like, hey, what did you do with this? And then they reply and you quickly reply. I'm not talking about that. That's not a very deep, good connection and conversation that they're going to be like, man, I really like Richard, because no, you want to listen to learn. What does that mean? What's the difference? So I'm not just going to hear something and then boom, just reply and react. No, I'm going to listen. I'm going to give my full attention, and they're going to feel like they're the only one that even exists. That's how much I'm listening. I'm going to give some nods, and now I'm going to give something called the gift of interruption. It's a gift, okay? This is really important. When they're talking and they're sharing something and you're listening to learn, when they say something that kind of makes them come alive a little bit, that they're like a little twinkle in their eye, they said something that they really enjoyed saying, like you got to pay attention to those things. When they say something that made them come alive, this is when you give the gift of interruption. What does that mean? So if somebody's sharing, you're listening to do what? You're listening to learn, right? You're listening to learn and to understand. When they're sharing something that looks like it's important to them, boom, wait, hold on, let me stop you real quick. So you said this, and this, right? Yeah, I said that. Can you tell me more about that? Or can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Or, wow, that's really amazing how you said. So you either repeat and rephrase, or you stop and ask another qualifying question to get them to talk more about that, because you saw that this was important to them. So you, because you're being very present and you're listening to learn, you see what's important to them, you get them to talk more about that. Now they just love talking to you. Every time I talk to Richard, like we talk about things that I like, right? Because we're being smart communicators, we're being smart listeners, listening to learn, to make them feel important, to make them feel understood, not making it about us. So that's the number one thing for you to get that person to start to like you. Become a master and making them feel heard and listen to learn. All right, number two, you want to speak to add value. You're not just going to go and just try to talk to them about random superficial things. You're trying to be cool and funny all the time. It's going to come off like you're trying too hard. Okay, so you want to go and add value on purpose, with purpose. So when you're connecting with them, it depends on what kind of, scenarios you're in and how often you see them, of course, and what your availability to be able to connect with them. If you're talking to them, texting to them, if you're around them, if you're at, maybe you see them at parties or home or house gatherings, wherever you see them, be more intentional in how you're approaching them, right? So when you start to talk to them, your intention is, okay, how can I add value to them? Not just like, okay, how can I talk to them? Because, oh my gosh, I think they're so cute and I just want to talk to them. No, it's not about that. It's about, I want to talk to them, but I want them to like and enjoy and feel like there's substance when we talk. It's not superficial, because they can get that anywhere else. They can talk to anybody about superficial things, but you want them to remember you as somebody that can talk with depth, with substance, with things that matter. So don't just go into, talking about whatever. Be intentional and add value. What's important to them, and how can you add value to them? How can you give them words to encourage them? How can you do something for them that's going to help them to overcome a problem, to prevent a problem, to help them to achieve an ambition or a goal? What can you do for them to add value? And the more you do that, the more you're intentional, because you're already listening to learn, right? So in that listening to learn, you're going to see what's important to them. And boom, this is where you start to add value intentionally in those areas that matter most to them. Now you're getting to a different level. Now it's not just like, hey, we're cool. Now it's like, man, every time I'm around you, I feel good. You make me feel good. Now they're going to start to like you. And number three, the last one, and this is something that is a game changer. Because I don't know if you've ever heard of something called the golden rule, right? Have you ever heard of that? Like, I really believe in the golden rule, which is to treat others how you would want to be treated. Have you ever heard that? I know for me, I grew up hearing that. It's like, hey, you need to treat others how you would want to be treated. Well, it sounds really good and nice, but I want to kind of challenge that. What if I told you that's actually selfish? What if they don't want to be treated how you want to be treated? What if, I'm somebody who likes to be very direct and straight and communicate, boom, and don't like any pep talk or emotional talk? What if I'm somebody who likes to be, boom, straight and direct? And you're not. I'm going to hurt you, right? I'm going to come off as insensitive and like a freaking jerk because I'm treating you how I think you would want to be treated, because I want to be talked to like that. I don't want to waste a bunch of time and talk. No, just tell me direct. Just tell me already. What if you're not like that? Or what if I'm somebody who is very affectionate, right? I'm affectionate. I'm very touchy-feely. I want to cuddle. I want to hug. I want to kiss. And maybe you're not, or that other person's not. And it makes them feel uncomfortable. And instead of doing what you think it's doing, creating connection, it's creating disconnection and like kind of even awkwardness because you are thinking they like it because you like it. So that's not always the case. So just pay attention. This is a way to kind of see a clue. If you really pay attention, because again, you're making it not about you, making it about them, right? So watch how they naturally love other people, how they naturally talk to other people, how they naturally treat other people. That's going to give you clues on what's important to them. How they want to be talked to, because we have a tendency to naturally treat others how we would want to be treated. But that's not always the case. So make sure you're treating them how they want to be treated. See what's important to them. This goes along with you listening to learn. This goes along with you looking to add value. This goes along with you making it all about them. When you start to do these three things and do it consistently, I'm telling you, they're going to really enjoy your conversations. They're going to enjoy your presence. They're going to really start to like you. And don't forget to subscribe.